Welcome to Let's Cap. I am your host, Ronald, also known as Youcapper from Sportsmemo.com, at Youcapper Sports on Twitter. Got my guys Munaf and JayMoney with me. Today is Friday, last day of the week. Man, it's been a pretty good week so far here on Let's Cap. Munaf, let's go to you here first. Let's talk about what happened yesterday. How'd you do?
Yesterday didn't turn out too bad. Pelicans first half. I know we talked about that. That ended up pushing as far as the number that we gave out on the show. Knicks really lit us down yesterday at the first half there. But the player props did pretty well yesterday. I know we talked about Spencer Dinwiddie double plus 175. We also talked about Julius Randle double. That one fell short by one rebound. I think we talked about the Clippers as well, man. The Clippers were in a smash spot yesterday. I think
Yes,
cash on the first quarter, first half, and full game, and Kawhi over on his points. So turned out to think around 5-3 yesterday. So another winning day. Turned out to be a pretty good day.
Yeah, I was on the trifecta on that Clippers game. We also had the under. We missed the halftime. We did get first quarter and full
Yeah.
game, but we missed the halftime.
Bullshit, man.
But the full game under 232 and a half was there. It sucks if people didn't get that number, but that's where the number mattered. Jay, how'd you do yesterday?
Yesterday was pretty good, man. Be honest, like it would have been what? It would have been, I believe, 6-0 if the fucking Clippers would have came through in that first half and nailed it, man. So I did have a trifecta. The first quarter was my best bet of the day. I ended up having Thunder team total under. What else? I had the Knicks and the Magic under as well. I rolled my guy punt, and I also I added a late sprinkle on the Nets in the first quarter. So this shit cash too. So it's a good day, man. Just trying to keep the shit going, man.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's get into it. I know the first game. I don't know if we want to talk about that one, but for the most part, it's this G League game, Spurs versus Wizards here. Did you guys have anything on it? If not, we could just move on to the next one.
I want to take the fucking Spurs, man. I want to take the Spurs. I'm not laying 8 with the Wizards. This team that damn near quit on the season, bro. Their bench players, the only ones that really care about the game. Corey Kispert, he's not even really an NBA caliber player, in my opinion, guys. I'm not laying 8 with the Wizards. I think we need to see who's playing for the Spurs, but I think 8 is too many to lay with the Wizards versus anybody right now.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know there's a lot of key injuries and stuff like that. We got Trayvon in the chat saying first quarter for the Wizards there makes a lot of sense as well. You know, if anything on this one?
No, man. I mean, I agree with Jay. It's probably Spurs or pass for me, man. I'm not laying 8 points with the damn Wizards. They've given up on the season, it seems like, man. I mean, I know they were in contention for that play-in tournament bracket, but it's like Bradley Beal is out. They're missing a couple of other key guys as well. So it's just pretty much Kristaps Porzingis is the consistent one, and then you guess who's going to step up to, give him some support. But
yeah,
Spurs have been feisty, man. I'll tell you that much.
This is crazy though, because you see Beal and Kuzma out for the Wizards, and then you see like 12 people on the list for the Spurs. Like you don't even know who's playing on a daily basis for the Spurs. So yeah, I don't know I'm gonna touch this one, but like you guys said, Spurs would probably be the only way that I look here. Let's go on to the Pacers and the Celtics here. This is a better game for us to look at. We know Hallie kind of went through shoot around this morning. And that number, that total moved up from 234.5 up to, I think now it's 236.5. Are you guys looking at anything from a side or total perspective? Munaf, let's start with you here.
Pacers Celtics. I like the over in this game. We've seen the two matchups early this year. One landed 229, but the other one went into overtime. That it would already over the total before it got to overtime. But I like the pace that both of these teams play at. I know early in the season the Celtics were playing at a very, very high pace, but Pacers, we did see the note that Tyrese Halliburton did go through shoot around. So looked like he's trending towards playing in this game. But even without him, I know RC, you and I were talking offline about it, that their games have still been going over the past last 5 games for the Pacers. Miles Turner that last game dropped a 40 piece on the Celtics. Again, there's no presence really inside for the Celtics. I know Robert Williams is back, but he's still on a minutes restriction for the Boston Celtics. Indiana, we know they can fire up the 3-ball with Buddy Hield. Aaron Nesmith has been a nice a piece for them as well. Andrew Nimhard, aka Crispy Cappin, he's looking really good as well. So
that's funny.
But yeah, I mean, I really do like the over. I got it up to I got it at 235. I think it's up to 235.5 now.
I think it's even gone up more. I got it at 235.5, and now it's at 236.5 that I see on most of the books here. But this is one thing that kind of pushed me to the over. I talked about this this morning in a different show here, but Celtics Pacers, right? If you look at the Celtics as double-digit favorites, they typically go over 8-5 to the over. But if you just dive deeper into it, if you say that they're coming off of a road game, 6-1 to the over, you can see that the average total there close to 240, and we're seeing a 236.5 at most of the books, like I said earlier. And then you go dive deeper into it and you say there's that travel spot going from road to home. That's a 4-0. And then once again, above the total that we see tonight. This is one of those situations where, you see a top tier team facing someone that you obviously can beat, right? You can win against. You can just outscore them. Why play any defense when you don't have to, right? That's what I see tonight from the Celtics. And then obviously the Pacers still have a situation where they're not completely out of the playoffs. Right, they still got something to fight for as well. So I think there's no defense, a lot of offense. It pushes me towards the over. Jay, do you see anything from a side perspective?
Yeah, I gotta take the Pacers here plus 11.5 and live with the results. Obviously, the Celtics can win this game by 20 points. I also think when I was looking at this last night, I went back and looked at the Celtics coming off 2 days off of rest, 2 or more. I have them as 2-11. It's either 2-10, 2-11 against the spread in that first quarter. So I do think the Pacers in the full game is a lot better. We know the Celtics coming off this 6-game West Coast road trip, right, flying all the way back across country with only 2 days off. I will basically fade the double-digit favorite in this spot every single time. The Pacers have low-key been a thorn in the Celtics' ass, man, all season. They've actually covered the last 4 meetings versus the Celtics. They won one of the times earlier this season. They took them to overtime in the first game after All-Star break as well. And it's like the Celtics just can't really pull away from this team. You look at it, the Pacers actually match up well with them, and they always they're a big fan of playing for their guys when he's go back to their old team. Nesmith got traded from the Celtics to the Pacers as well. So I actually like the way they match up with him, man. Benedict Mathurin, I love the quotes coming out of this guy, man. He said he wanted to be one of the greatest ever. He plays like it as well, man. So the Pacers sneakily have a really good team. I think they deserve the last play-in spot over the trash-ass Bulls as well, man. So I think the Pacers have a lot to play for. Plus 11.5 in this particular spot is just way too many in my opinion. Like I say, the Celtics, they can start hitting threes. She could get ugly, but my looks in this game were Pacers. I already bet that one plus 11.5, but that first quarter shows me that the Celtics coming off 2 days rest, they've been bad in that first quarter. They usually lose it outright.
Yeah, so we just look at that situation, that travel situation with 2 or more days of rest. They're 0-3 against the spread there, so that kind of supports you there. Also, that first quarter, even though they're favored by a huge number, they're actually the average first quarter margin there is minus 1.3. Typically down in that first quarter, which is pretty crazy. Obviously, they beat the Warriors. Warriors stuck on the road, but hey, man, hey, don't start that. But yeah, no, I see it. I do like that. I still like the over. Obviously, I have this number, but I think Pacers is probably the only way to go. I like that first quarter look. That makes a lot of sense here. Munaf, anything else to add before we move on to the next one?
No.
All right. Let's go to Pistons and Raptors. This one, real briefly, I feel like I think it was Munaf mentioned right before the show. Raptors has double-digit favorites here. Like, what are we doing? Is that the way to go? No, I don't think so. I mean, it should be the Pistons, right? I mean, whether or not the Pistons have been playing well, it's just the number that we're playing on. It's 14.5 here. Munaf, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think you look at the history between these two teams. So I know Dwayne Casey, right? Last 9 games, the Pistons have covered every single one of those games. They're 9-0 against the spread. But also look at the injury report, man. For the Toronto Raptors, you have questionable tags for, I think it was Scotty Barnes and Gary Trent Jr. They're still a 14.5 point favorite here. Look, I understand the Pistons are one of the worst teams in the league with the Rockets and the Spurs, but 14.5, man, I feel like we've been talking a lot about this in the chat as well with James Wiseman and Marvin Bagley in there now.
Yeah,
those guys have been balling. They've been playing well with guys like Killian Hayes and even Jaden Ivey, who's back now. So I mean, for whatever reason, I don't know what speech that Dwayne Casey gives to the Pistons every time they play the Raptors. I need to see a max effort or whatever it is, or I don't know what's going on in the locker room, but I can't ignore 9-0 in the last 9 games against the spread against the Raptors. I know it's on the road still, but there's no way in hell I'm letting 14.5 with the Raptors. Give me the Pistons here, man.
That makes a lot of sense to me. What do you think, Jay?
I'm right there with him. The KC going. I mean, he got hosed as well, man. I mean, the guy took him to. I believe he took them to the conference finals or something like that, and then they fired him. So it's like, what are we doing here, guys? And then
that was the year he won Coach of the Year too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I'd be pissed as well. I'd be pissed as well, man. So, and I think, something's going over in Toronto. I think Nurse is kind of like out on this team. Van Fleet, I see him repeatedly arguing with guys. He's getting mad before blown defensive coverages. I saw a guy get to the rim easily last game, and he looked at Pirtle and was just like, "What's up, bro?" So, I think Van Fleet is gone. I think Nick Nurse is gone as well. Obviously, Barnes, Achua, and Gary Trent Jr. Those three didn't play the last game. That's why they lost outright to the Pacers. Not laying 14.5 with the Raptors versus anybody. I could only look to the sorry ass Pistons here plus a 14.5. I think they can keep this one within double digits.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Did you see anything from a total perspective? Did you guys?
Maybe under total. Maybe under. I mean, the Raps can play some defense. Their offense is not top tier though, in my opinion.
I wonder if I just wonder if it's gonna be like a backdoor cover if you want to take the Raptors early and then take the Pistons, or just the Pistons just dominate them regardless. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be off of this game.
It's Freaky Friday, man. You don't know what
Freaky Friday, yeah.
That's a fact.
I'm gonna be off of that game here. Did you guys take anything? Let's just say that. Did you guys take anything on that game? No.
I want to take the Pistons, man. I
already played it. I played the Pistons.
You did take it?
Yeah.
What was the number? What number did you get?
I got a 14.5.
All right.
Let's
see if it keeps going. What has it? Let me see something real quick. Pistons 14.5. Looks like there's a 15 here, so it's probably gonna keep going. I might just wait.
It's based on if those.
Yeah,
it's based on if those three players gonna play. If they are out, it'll close it back down to 12.5. If they're in, I don't know why they would bring that shit up. They can do what they want, man.
All right, let's move on to this next one here, the Rockets and the Grizzlies. This one, I can probably only look to I think all the double-digit dogs today have a chance. That's just how I think about it. Grizzlies, Ja Morant just came back. I don't know how that's going to affect the squad there, but they should win the game, but maybe not cover. Do you guys see anything in this one?
It's probably over or pass in this game. I know that Dylan Brooks didn't play in the last game, and obviously that's one of their better defensive guys and best defensive guys. I don't really think it makes a difference. Again, this is a Rockets team that can easily give up 140 on any given night. They gave up 130 in the last game. Fortunately for overbettors, they also scored 125. But I think we'll probably see a similar script of what happened in the last game, where we'll see a lot of points in this game, and defense will definitely be optional.
Yeah, and the Grizzlies play the same type of game as well. When I went back and looked at it, when they play when they play two teams back to back in the duplex, they play the same type of game. I took the Spurs twice versus the Grizzlies this year, guys, and they covered both. It was back to back games. The Spurs lost both, but they kept it within double digits as well. And I think the exact same thing happens here. The Grizzlies are not really trying to get injured, right? They're the number 2 seed in the West. You're just trying to play well, get some wins, going to the playoffs, playing great, but you definitely don't want to be playing top tier defense versus the Rockets in this one. So I actually think the Rockets cover, and I think the over goes again. Like I said, the Grizzlies play the same type of game when they play two teams back to back. I think it's going to be the same thing. Rockets and over in this one once again.
Rockets and over. So Rockets, when they play the same team back to back and they're coming off of a loss, 3-2 to the over. The other side, the Grizzlies, I think it's 1-1 if they won the last one. So yeah, this one's tough for me, but I probably would just look toward the Rockets maybe in the first half, and then the Grizzlies in the second half. That would probably be the way that I go. I feel like they're one of those teams that kind of just come out in the second half pretty hot in the third quarter. Like, the Warriors and the Thunder have been pretty much all season long. That third quarter is where they kind of take advantage of these teams they're a lot better than. I don't know if I'm gonna bet anything on this one either. Did you guys see anything from a prop perspective? Munaf, I know you like the Rockets props, like Eason and Jabari and stuff like that.
Yeah, Jabari's been playing real well. All-Star break for the Rockets. If you want to look at his 3-point prop, I know Wham, shout out to Wham, he was on that early in the season where he was catching at some nice plus odds. But last game, he did have 16 points, 4 of 9 from 3-point line. Jalen Green as well. I mean, he's getting the shot volume for the Rockets. Kevin Porter Jr. last game had a low-key triple-double. So I would probably look at Jalen Green points and then Kevin Porter Jr. rebounds and assists to go over.
Yeah, that's a good look. The rebounds and assists. He's been doing really well, Kevin Porter Jr. Let's go on to this next one. Hornets and the Mavericks here. A lot of stuff here as far as injuries on the Hornets side. Mavs, it seems like they're trying to get healthy right before the playoffs here and trying to peak at the right time. You guys have anything on this one?
So I'll quickly give you a injury update before Jay goes. I'm sorry. So Terry Rozier is doubtful. Kelly Oubre is questionable. Dennis Smith is probable, and Mark Williams is probable here tonight as well.
Oh shit!
Mark Williams is back.
Yeah,
possibly. Okay. What do you think, Jay? You got anything on this one?
I bet the Mavs, man. I think they smoke them in this game. I don't think the Hornets have a ton to play for. I don't know. I mean, we know Mark Williams is good. I don't really care who plays in this one. I think obviously the Mavs just sent in a report. I don't know if you guys know, but they probably shouldn't have lost that Warriors game. There was a few calls that went against them in that one. They had to like literally send out basically asking the league to basically do something about their game. So I'm saying, but you can't go back and do that. So I think the Mavs come out here and smoke them early and often. First quarter is probably the best look because sometimes the Mavs can taper off. But I mean, you see what the Pelicans did to them. I know that the 3 guys left, but this Hornets offense is not good right now. I know that the Mavs aren't the best defensive team, but coming off 2 straight losses and obviously a must-win type of game, I think this shit could get ugly quick. This could be one of those games where like people looking at the Mavs 14. Now I don't know about that, and then you look at the score, and then they're up by 30 in the first half. So the Mavs first quarter, first half is probably the better looks, especially with them bringing Mark Williams. I'm betting Mavs. I already bet them last night, minus 13. It was a small play for me, but I'm gonna bet first quarter here, Mavs. I'll wait till the last second, wait till it goes down, try to get 4.5. It's high, but Mavs will be up by 10 at the end of the first quarter here.
Yeah, I saw that. So I'm looking at that first quarter here. I was looking at specifically after the All-Star break just because of all the roster, the trade deadline and all that stuff, especially on the Mavericks side. But if we look at the Hornets after the All-Star break as road dogs, 4-0 to the under. But the one thing that I was looking at while you were breaking it down, because you were talking about the early part of the game, the first quarter, there's that first quarter gap there about close to -6 for the Hornets. And then we go to the Mavericks side, and them after the All-Star break as home favorites, they're typically up about 5 points, 5.2 points. So
let's go.
I think that first quarter, they're probably just going to dominate that, maybe even the whole first half, and then just cruise the rest of the way there. Did you have anything on this one,
I was watching Jay's show earlier with Teddy, and they mentioned that the NBA or refs probably owe them one. So I went and looked at who's reffing here tonight. I'll quickly read off the stats here. Mark Davis, 29-24 straight up for home teams, 35-18. 29-24 against the spread, 35-18 straight up for the home team. Eric Dallin, 20-14 against the spread for home teams, 19-15 straight up. Evan Scott, home teams against the spread, 23-17 straight up, 28-12. So seems like these refs are really trending towards for the home team. So don't be surprised if you see the Luka shooting like 20 free throws here tonight.
That's probably what's going to happen, especially early. Yeah, I like that. I like that first quarter look. I'm about to add that to my short list here. Mavs first quarter. I think you were leaning in that direction too, right, Mina?
Yeah. First quarter. Yeah, I think we talked about it yesterday about fighting the
Hornets. Give me Mavs in the first quarter.
I like it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Prop perspective, probably not going to touch anything on the prop side. I want to see if Mark Williams plays, if I'm going to touch the total too. All right, let's go on to the Bucks and the Jazz here. This one is interesting. I mean, the Jazz. You brought up a crazy stat, Munaf, in our chat. The Bucks in Utah, right? It's specifically in Utah.
I think it's just. I want to say it was just head to head, but I think you can look it up there.
Team equals Bucks.
It might be in Utah. Yeah, it is in Utah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. We just go to the Bucks in Utah. This is a crazy stat here. 4-22 straight up. Look at this long ass thing here. But I mean, obviously these are different teams, but man, maybe they just suck in elevation. I don't know what it is, but that could be the case here. I'm not gonna lie. I did pull some systems on the Jazz here. I just don't know if I could put my money on it. But typically when I say that, they end up cashing. So I don't know. Maybe the Jazz is a play, but I don't know. Just from an eye test perspective, it should be the Bucks, right?
Bucks have nuggets.
No, what was that?
Bucks have
Great
Nuggets
point.
on deck tomorrow.
It's a possible look ahead there. Could be a backdoor cover. Maybe the Bucks in the first half, and then the Jazz in the second. Did you guys have anything on this one?
Nathaniel.
Kelly Olynyk double. If you want to look at that, that was around plus 490. Without Laurie in the lineup, he's not playing here tonight. He's had 3 straight doubles, points and rebounds for Kelly Olynyk. I know Mitchell has been on a big meet in our chat. He's been on the Kelly Olynyk PRAs.
Yep. The PRA today was 24.5. I believe there. I took it too, the PRA. I know he said something about the rebounds and assists, but I just ended up taking the points too, because without Clarkson, that's a lot of offense as well. Not only Markkanen, but if you look at Olynyk's game log without Markkanen here, you can see he's going over that 24.5 PRA with just points and rebounds alone.
Yep.
And then you're grabbing some assists here where he's actually distributing pretty well, almost a triple double here against Sacramento just a few days ago. So the PRA is where I went with it, not just the rebounds and assists. The other thing too was on. I think it was on the. Is someone questionable on the Buck side here? I feel like someone was supposed to be questionable on the list. I haven't seen the update on it, but
the only person that's out officially is Chris Middleton.
Okay, because I know it's the first leg of back-to-back games, right? They got the Suns tomorrow. I was wondering if someone else was going to sit as well. We never know with the injury replacement stuff here, injury manipulation, as Jay would say it on this game. We don't see Giannis on here, but at the same time, I feel like this is a team that they can beat without him. You know what I mean? So there's a chance that he might end up sitting, and we get a better line on the Bucks if you like them. But I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna play it. But like I said, a bunch of systems on the Jazz here to cover, at least cover. Possible look ahead on the Bucks side, travel spot. You can see how they struggled in elevation recently. So, man, it's an ugly play, but Jazz might be the way that I would lean towards. Anything from you guys on this one?
The under could be a good look. I got to head out, man, but the under could be a good look here. And the only other thing that I did bet that I had mentioned so far is the Sixers plus 5.5. Looks like Harden didn't go through shoot around with the Achilles, but Joel Embiid did. So I just need Embiid in there. And I'd like to have Jalen or Jaden Williams, one of the motherfuckers. That's one of them, man. But he is the best defender on the team by far. I know they got Daniel House Jr. It's Jalen on that team. I'm hoping that we get Jalen McDaniels. I think this is a big game for the Sixers. And it's obviously our big games for Embiid as well if he wants to go for the MVP. So I have narratives, all these type of stuff. I think these are the type of games that the Sixers need if they want to really be reckoned with, and if Embiid wants to be MVP. So I've had some angles like this in the past years as well where they played the Bucks, and I'm like, I feel like this is the type of game, and it was the same type of spread as well. Plus, I think I have really good look taking the Sixers plus 5.5. I don't know why. Every time I take these motherfuckers, they win the game outright, man. So give me Sixers plus 5.5, Mavs first quarter, Pacers plus 11.5. And like I said, I did sprinkle on Mavs full game, but I do like that first quarter a little bit more, especially if we get Mark Williams back in there. It's a little lineup shift in there, man. So I got to get out of here, guys. Y'all have a good day, man. You know, Ronald, it's all love, my guys.
All right, bro. Appreciate
you. Cash, my brothers.
Good luck on your show, bro.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Munaf.
Can you look up Bucks on the front end of a back-to-back?
Yeah, you can do that. In true strip and against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Let's see. Split, man. I think we go to the road. Damn, 5-0.
It's a spread in tonight. I don't even look at that. This game.
How they go over the 42-46? Oh, that's the Kings here. Everything else has gone under. I know Jay just mentioned the under as well.
Especially with like Utah. Who's scoring, man? That's another question.
I just feel like, man, it's like one of those games, like I said earlier, like the Celtics one. I just don't know if Bucks are going to be motivated in this game, especially with the Suns on deck.
Yeah,
I swear they can win. They could win with probably their second unit. I don't know, in my opinion, I feel like they can win with their second unit.
We've seen it without Giannis. They've covered games.
You got Portis there. As long as like Drew plays, right? If Giannis and Middleton are out, they still can win this game. I think there's gonna be some shit in this game that might happen later on. I probably won't touch it until everything's all settled, but
I
I
did
don't
like
know.
Drew's points prop in this game. If you look at his last, I think it's 4 games in Utah. I think he's gone like, I think he scored like 24 or more in each of those games,
A lot.
specifically in Utah. Yeah,
Oh, in Utah.
I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah, 24 more, yeah.
Yeah.
24, 30, 28, and 29.
And this points prop, I think I saw that 17.5.
Oh shit, these are all in 2019 though.
Yeah,
At
that's
least
the
this
only
one was
thing.
earlier this season.
Yeah,
That's just like a couple weeks ago.
that was last year, right? March 14,
Oh
2022.
shit, my bad. Yeah.
But he's even without Chris Middleton as well, so somebody's gonna have to pick up the scoring.
Yeah. I feel like maybe Portis will be the guy again. And we had that what was it last week? Not last week, earlier this week we had the Portis
Yeah.
12 and 8. Probably Portis might be that play again. I think typically when you see the Bucks as huge favorites, Portis is gonna get a lot of run. Because he plays with the starters, he plays with the second unit. I might actually look at that again. Let me just see that. Portis.
I think Chris has a query there for Bucks and then Jazz and or Nuggets.
Okay, I'll see that. Oh, he's talking about elevation. Oh, that's man, look at this smart guy.
Because he got Denver tomorrow, which I feel like Giannis would look ahead to that against the Joker, like for MVP and stuff.
Oh yeah. No, that's right. I didn't think about that either. Oh, Henry equals us. So the Jazz. I think let's try this. So elevation. Oh, these are man. This is like old though. Let me just take this off.
Yeah,
Well, recent form is opposite. I don't know, man. It's crazy because I mean this season trends will look towards the Bucks, but just from a matchup perspective, it seems like it's the Jazz. It's just totally different team now. I don't know if are you gonna get anything on this one? Are you gonna do anything on this one?
No, maybe just some props. I already played the Olynyk double, the PRA, and then Drew
I took
Holiday.
the PRA. What was the double number?
Plus 490.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took you get 24.5 too?
Yeah.
PRA? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Double. I'm gonna look at that double, see if I have that. Let's go on to Sixers and Warriors. I know Jay just talked about this. He liked the Sixers full game as long as Embiid is in, and he expects He said Harden did not go through shoot around, so he might be sitting tonight. Anything on this one?
I didn't have much. I guess I would lean towards the Sixers, but I mean, Warriors at home have just been a completely different animal compared to what they've been doing on the road. So Joel Embiid participated in shoot around. James Harden didn't, so I guess you'll probably get Joel Embiid here tonight.
At the very least, right? Whether or not Harden plays or not would probably the question. This is one thing that kind of lead me towards the Sixers here. This says 8 of the last 10 games were on the road, and that's the Warriors. They've had 8 of the last 10 games on the road here. It's a fade spot, the travel fatigue, right? And this is the first game. Is it first? I believe it's the first game home off a road trip. Let me just double check that.
It's the first game of a West Coast road trip for the Sixers as well.
Oh, so travel spot there. Okay, let me just check. First game home of at least 2-game road trip. 7-1 straight up, 5-3 ATS, 4-3-1. Well, how long was the Warriors road trip?
Let's see. So the last game was in Dallas, and then they were in Houston. Give me a second here. Warriors. schedule.
So
It was
seems
5
like at
games.
least 4.
It was 5.
It's 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least 4-game road trip. It's the same as the 5. 2-1 straight up, 1-2 against the spread. 0-1 to the under. Would you think it would be an underplay here? Warriors play really good defense at home.
Yeah.
Sixers defense after the All-Star break has been really great too.
I think they've been one of the best in the league.
Yeah, let me just double check that. Post All-Star break.
Also, RC, if you look at Sixers offensive efficiency on the road since All-Star break, I think they're number 1, like a rating of like 130.
Offensive efficiency?
Yeah, for the Sixers.
On the road. Oh yeah, they played I think I was looking at that too. They played multiple games on the road. I think most of their games after the All-Star break have been on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big ass gap.
Yeah.
But the thing is, so if you go to the Warriors side, right, and we say that they're at home, I think the big thing here is if you looking at this was it 7 straight team total unders. This one even went into OT and still didn't go over. It's just their defense at home is hella crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you touch anything on this one? I still lean towards the Sixers side. That whole thing about the travel fatigue, I think that's going to hit them here. Sixers. The only thing is the Sixers look ahead. Well, I don't know if you want to call it look ahead, but at least first they got back-to-back games, right? They got the Suns tomorrow.
Yeah, I think for the Sixers, I think they would probably be more focused on this game. Going up against the Warriors, the defending champions, versus Phoenix tomorrow. I think maybe James Harden plays tomorrow against the Suns, and then Embiid probably sits. So, how do Sixers do on the front end of a back-to-back?
And one straight up 8-3 against the spread, 7-4 to the over. The one the last 5, lost to the Pelicans here. That's when Pelicans were like peaking. I think they were pretty healthy during this time period with like Zion and stuff. Because Zion got hurt like in early January, I think.
Yeah.
There's so many competing stuff here. Because, like you said, Warriors at home is just hella crazy. Let's say on the road.
How do Warriors do at home against teams with a record of above, I think, 500? Or you want to do if you want to do like 600?
Warriors. We'll go 500 first. So 12-1 straight up, 10-3 against the spread, 7-5-1 to the under. Won the last 5, covered the last 3. Did go to OT with the Bucks. So what if we say non-conference? 3-1. Just a lot of competing stuff, huh?
Yeah, I think I would probably just get on Joel Embiid props and that's it. And Maxey,
yeah. Matt from Triple Double was talking about Maxey too.
Yeah,
I think that might be the way to go. All right, let's go on to Bulls. Yeah, Adam Soner, I think it's Soner. Jay has been hot. I think he did say he liked the Sixers. I was leaning in that direction just because of the travel aspect of it.
Yeah.
The Warriors 8 of the last 10 on the road, but a lot of the current season stuff is just competing. All right, let's go to the Bulls and the Blazers here. I know some of the guys in the chat, Minov, they like the Bulls here. I didn't see anything. Did you see anything in this game here?
So some injury news in this game. Dame just got downgraded to question, or not downgraded, but he's questionable. And then Nurk is also now doubtful. And then DeMar DeRozan was ruled out as well.
DeMar DeRozan's already out?
Yeah, they ruled him out.
Oh, shoot.
So you probably want to pivot to like Zach LaVine if you want to do player props. But I think, Bulls. I mean, Bulls. I think they play the Lakers tomorrow. Maybe a look ahead spot as well. But again, Simon's already been ruled out. So who's really scoring for this for the Blazers.
Yeah, that's a good point there. The other pivot could be I talked about this a while ago, but it was Pat Beverly's rebounds. He was like
Yeah.
on a hot streak going over his rebounds. I think it was 3.5 or 4.5 for a while, and he was just kept going over it. Real quick, from the chat, Kane dropped this query here. It's a good one. It is a good query here. So since 2016, it's not on this game here, but it does talk about the Raptors and the Mavs. He said specifically first quarter, first half. So if we look at after the All-Star break, home favorites coming off of a loss, and they have a losing record, and they're not favored by more than 12 points. So that means they could be a dog as well, right? Oh no, wait. Oh no, they're favored by 12 or more points. So huge favorites coming off of a loss, and they have a losing record. Mavericks have a losing record. Oh yeah, that's right. They're 36 and 37, I think, right? Right.
Yeah.
I think there's 4 teams tied at that number. Fucking, that's a good ass query, bro. First quarter, first half. I like it. That's a good look, Kane. I like that a lot. Thanks for bringing that one up. Definitely some support there for the Mavs first quarter. I think that's probably gonna solidify it for me to make it a play. I don't know about maybe the Raptors. I don't know about the Raptors. I'm probably not gonna do that. All right, let's go back to this game here. The Bulls and the Blazers. Man, that's a lot of injuries on the Bulls side, dude. What did the line move to?
So I think it went up to 4.5 now.
Yeah.
What? Oh no, sorry, 3 now.
3. So there's 4 here at some places. It's probably gonna continue going. DeRozan's probably a big number.
Yeah, DeRozan, I think it went up to 4.5. And I think the DeRozan news came out and they moved it back down to -3.
Gotcha.
Well, if you take a look at
anyone on the Blazers side?
So Blazers, Simons is out, Jeremy Grant is out, Dame is now downgraded questionable, and then Nurk is now
so he's
doubtful.
not playing either.
So that's 4 or 5 starters, isn't it?
Dude, that's crazy.
And again, Chicago's they're competing for that. They're right at that 10 spot, so they can't afford any losses.
So it has to be the Bulls side, especially if Dame was downgraded, they might shut him down soon. There's a chance he gets shut down soon.
I think that Utah game was probably his last game.
Yeah, let me just see the Bulls here on the road. And we'll say post All-Star break because we know their defense has been a lot different.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Caruso is back for them as well.
Mm-hmm. Did he missed? He's been off and on, right?
Yeah,
Caruso? I feel like he's been off and on. Yeah. Let me just check this. So on the road after the All-Star break, 4-1 straight up, 3-2 against the spread. 1 and covered the last 3 here. Sixers, Rockets, Nuggets. They covered the Sixers here. Ended up winning this one. Damn, I feel like I might get. I'm gonna look. The Bulls does look like a good spot here. So it comes back down because DeRozan is out, but Blazers got nobody.
Yeah, even Nasir Little, I think I saw was either questionable. No, he's probable tonight. I know he was in concussion protocol.
Look at that. They've lost and failed to cover in the last 4 home games for the Blazers. I like it. I like that Bulls look.
Yeah.
I like that Bulls look. Did you get there or not?
I think it might get there now. I mean, who's going to be the starters now for the Blazers, man? I mean, is it Nasir Little, like Trendon Watford? For the Bulls, you still have Levine, Vucevic, Patrick Beverly, Caruso. I know is officially questionable. Patrick Williams. So I think it's just, again, like we mentioned, that they're in the 10th spot right now, the Chicago Bulls, in that playing bracket tournament there, or the play tournament bracket there in the Eastern Conference. So I was looking at Vucevic against the Blazers, man. He scored 20 plus points against his team, and I think it's been like 7 or 8 straight games, and like 14 of the last 15 or something like that. He's just been dominant against the Blazers. It does go back to his dates against the Magic as well, but again, with Nurk out now, you should expect a big rebounding game here tonight from Vucevic.
So no little, just a couple games here. So they lost.
Do Dame and then
Grant.
like Grant.
This one, they got smashed by the Kings. This was the first game post All-Star break.
Yeah. Look at that. Oh, they scored 37 in the first quarter. After that, they fell apart.
Let me see. Two. Yeah, just the more recent games with them out. I feel like the motivation's no longer there, dude.
Yeah, you want to add in Simons there too?
Simons, yeah.
Just for kicks.
Sure, they probably don't have. Oh,
Yeah,
just one. Oh, okay, just that first game post
that was
All-Star
that Kings
break.
game. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, Bulls might be the way to go there. I'm gonna do full game. Yeah, take advantage, because if we take advantage of the second half, even if they do somehow stay close in the first half, the depth is gonna kill them in the second half. All right, let's go on to the next one. So 2 more games, Suns and the Kings here. This is the one that I wanted to deep dive into because I was looking towards the Kings, the over, Kings team total over. From a prop perspective, is hella potential.
Yeah.
But what do you got on this one? You know,
I think probably over is a way to look in this game. And the Kings, I mean, ever since Kevin Durant went down for the Suns team, I don't think they have covered a game. I think it's been 5 or 6 games without Kevin Durant. I want to say they're 0-6 straight up, and then I think like 1-5
straight up.
Yeah,
1-5 straight up, 0-6 against the spread. So the spread is where they haven't covered yet.
Yeah.
I looked at that 27th in the league in offensive rating during that six game time frame. The other thing that I saw too is that they struggle against fast paced teams. They allow 28th. They're 28th in the league in opponent fast break points. So we know the Kings play a fast pace. So this might be a spot here where we see the Kings go over their team total. That was kind of the way that I was going on this one.
Yep.
Did you have any trends to back it?
I didn't. I think I don't know if you want to look on Killer Sports if we can find anything. Also, Kevin Huerter is plans to play here tonight as well, so they get one of their best shooters back, if not the best shooter on this Kings team.
I like it. All right, so this one, from a spread perspective, this is one that I found earlier. From a spread perspective, it doesn't look too crazy, right? 7-8, but they are 11-4 straight up, 11-4 to the over. If you look at their team total, they only went under in 3 of those games here. This is Kings as conference home favorites, right? Conference home favorites. So we see that gap here from a full game perspective, right? 8 points, 8.6 or whatever. If we go to the Suns and we go the opposite, road dog conference situations, 3-9 straight up, 5-7 against the spread. But look at that over, that 11-1 to the over. This is what kind of got me looking more towards the over than anything. Also that team total on the opposite side, or for the opponent, 10-2 to the over for their opponent. They're allowing it to go over. So those were the 2 main ones that I saw, right? To go over, team total over, and also on the Kings side to at least win the game for the most part. The thing that's scary though, if we go back to that Kings as home favorite, conference home favorites, if I filter by the line, these short lines is where they don't cover, right? They cover the big ones, like they cover these big spreads here, right? But these are the ones that they don't cover. So they even got 2 games here where they won as 3-point favorites, but then they still didn't cover. That's what the scary part is about getting the Kings to cover this game. But for the most part, team total over and the full game over seems like the plays. What do you think, Mina?
Yeah, if you do Kings and then division game and home, I think you get like a 4-1-1 to the over. 245 per game.
I like it. Oh, there's another one. Sorry. Didn't they lose by let me just double check. How much did they lose by in the last game?
It was against
23.
Boston, wasn't it?
Yeah, so they lost it by 23 to Boston, and I looked at how they bounced back in those like big losses. less than or equal to 20. So when they lose by 20 or more, small sample size, but they did beat the Raptors and Rockets, but I wanted to look at that over. They bounced back strong offensively. They're going over their team total by double digits. So that was kind of the other thing that I saw as far as like team total over as well.
Yeah, I like it.
What do you think you're gonna play? The full game over or the team total?
I'd probably go team total over on the Kings. I mean, like you mentioned there, I think that they're averaging 132 points there at home in a division game where they've trended towards the over.
Mhm.
I really do like the Kings team total. Again, they'll play at a fast pace against a Phoenix team that really doesn't like to push the pace. With Chris Paul at point guard now, they like to get into their half court set. So, see De'Aaron Fox just pushing the hell out of the pace here tonight. Not sure if even Biyombo is going to be able to stay with Sabonis, no DeAndre Ayton as well for the Suns as well in this game. So I probably just look towards maybe if you want to go first half team total over or just full game.
Yeah, man, I feel like it's a trifecta team total over possibly, but I'm just gonna take the full game though. I'm just gonna take that full game, just because the Suns, they got Philly tomorrow, right? Is it?
Yep.
Suns? Yeah, Suns got Philly tomorrow.
Like how they do on the front end of a back-to-back.
That's a good point. Suns rest equals 0. Well, to the under. Let's see what they do on the road. Well, so the one that went over was this big, the Warriors. This was the other high total. This is definitely the highest total they've seen in this situation. What if we go win percentage next opponent greater than 50? Not too much support there, but I feel like if you compare these teams, the only comparison would probably be the Warriors as far as Pacers. But I think Hallie was out during this time, right? January 21st. I'm pretty sure Hallie was hurt.
Yeah.
So as far as pace of play, Warriors would be the only comparison. They went over in both of them.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I would only look in that direction. The other thing from a prop perspective is the one I gave this one out on triple double as well. So we go Chris Paul game log versus the Suns. Sorry, the Kings. They faced them twice this season, right? 16-6-16, 17-5-19. His PRA is 29.5. So he's going over that number with just points and assists alone. I took that one today. It was minus 110 at, I forgot what book it was that you guys had, but mine was a minus 120 that I got. So I would only look in that direction. If we look at the game log without Ayton as well, 7 of the last 8 games, I believe he's gone over that. 7 of the last 8 games, he's gone over that PRA as well. This one he didn't go over, obviously. So I think maybe a bounce back spot here from Chris Paul, especially the situation that they're in for playoff position and also the matchup that they have. So it leads me towards that Chris Paul over PRA. Did you have anything on the prop side on this one too?
If you want to look at Devin Booker's points without Ayton in the lineup, it's actually kind of incredible to see. I know he has 2 games in there, which he didn't. He only had 18 and 14. But other than that, it's been
58, 46. What's his points prop?
I want to say it was 30 and a half, but let me double check. I could be rich. Probably should be higher than that with this large of a total. Where is it?
The last 3. These all 3 of these. Wait,
it's off. Yeah. Where do I go? 32 and a half minus 130.
32 and a half?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's gone over that in all 3 or the last 3 games. What about versus the Kings? 28-32. I think, did KD play this game? 3-11.
No, that was just last week, wasn't it?
Was it?
Or about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah.
That's probably like one of their first games without him.
Gotcha. All right, so he went over. Oh, very close to this one. Went over on this one. I would think that would be the way to go. They don't have the depth anymore. They don't like have Cam Johnson and all those guys. So
Yeah, and you know he's going to play the minutes as well. But
for sure. All right. Last game. Damn, we went through all fucking 10. I didn't even want to. All right, Thunder and the Lakers. All right, just out the bat, like I wanted to take the Thunder here. Also like the look of the under from the Lakers perspective, right? Lakers have been an under team post All-Star break, but the Thunder have been an over team. So kind of a wash there. I don't know where to go anymore on this one. What do you think, Muna?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't know what the status of SGA is in this game. He did say last night after the game that he could play here tonight. I don't know how much that helps the handicap here, but Thunder have been one of the best teams, if not the best team on the road so far this season when it comes to ATS numbers. And I think they've done really well against the Lakers as well in the span that they have played them. So I can't argue with it, man. I feel like this is a big game for obviously both teams being in that play-in tournament bracket there.
Their record is exactly the same. Like I said, there's 4 teams right now at 36 and 37, and one of them is going to drop out. One of them is 13th. So I think it's, one of them is 13th. 13th to 9, I believe they're all tied 36 and 37. So definitely an important game, dude. This is going to be crazy.
Yeah. So I think if SGA does play, I like the Thunder in this game. I know we talked about in the group chat that SGA after the All-Star game was kind of saying that, hey, next time I play the Lakers, I'm going to have something for them. So I don't know if how much of that he was kidding or how much it was, there's some truth to it. But again, if he does play, I do like his points prop over. I would probably lean towards the Thunder as well if he does play here tonight.
I like it. Yeah, I would lean towards the Thunder there as well. Here's one thing. So the interesting thing here about the Lakers matchup with the Thunder, every single game this season, they were on the second leg of back-to-back games for each one of them. Obviously, they lost this one here, but it's just crazy that their scheduling put them in that type of situation. But if we go, all right, so we go and road dog, like you mentioned, this is where they shine. 29-1 against the spread on the season. Haven't been doing too great lately. They did cover against the Clippers in this one. They got smashed yesterday. We were on that Clippers game yesterday. We knew that quick revenge was going to get them. The one thing that I could think about, dude, is, with this line here is maybe an over adjustment because it looks like they're on a 3-game road, 3-game road trip, third of a 4-game road trip. But they've been in LA for all 3 games. They didn't really have to travel, right? They've been chilling. So I don't think there's going to be that fatigue there on that side. The only thing that I could think about that would be a negative, like what Jay would say, was, they would probably be partying it up, but this is the weekdays, not a weekend. So I don't know, man. I can only look towards the Thunder's way. If I look from a total perspective, this is one thing that kind of pointed me towards the direction of the under. But we know that since the trade deadline, the Lakers have been an under team, right? So if we go Lakers after the All-Star break, 10-4 to the under. 10-4 to the under. But if we say the total is high, we say 230 or greater, it's 7-0 to the under, and going under by margin. This one was pretty tight here, but for the most part, you're seeing like 9s, double digit under the number. But if you go to the Thunder side, it's kind of the opposite. So we go back to road dog. You can see as road dogs in this situation, 8-12 to the over. And if we say that equals 0, 5-0 to the over. So that it's like total opposite. Yeah. So that's why I kind of stayed away from the total, even though I do still feel like it should be an under game with the playoff atmosphere, right? The hate between the two. I think the defense is going to show up between both of these teams here. But at the same time, this is telling me that they do go over. So I'm going to stay away from the total. I feel like I still strongly lean towards the Thunder side here for the most part. Yeah, man, I don't know. Maybe we even go back to Jalen Williams because he kind of let us down on that rebounds and assists yesterday, but he's been dominant in that number, the 9.5 or the 10 number for that rebounds and assists for a long period of time. Maybe that down game brings it down a little bit, and they come up for this one because probably I feel like there's gonna be a lot of rebounding opportunities here. for him.
The Stars didn't really play a lot of minutes last night either for the Thunder. I mean,
No.
both of the Williams 32 and 26. SGA only played 27 minutes last night. He still got 30 points. Josh Giddey played only 26 minutes last night as well. So I'm pretty sure they probably waved the
They're probably going to play
white flag.
Yeah, more likely going to play tonight. Yeah, they definitely managed their minutes last night, especially in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So they should be at full strength. Are you going to take anything on this one?
I'm going to wait for the SGA. I think the only thing I probably do like is his over on his points prop. It's at 31.5. But other than that, as far as the side and total, if SGA is in, I'll probably get on the Thunder. I think they can cover the number for sure.
Yeah. It'll probably move, but at the same time, it gives you more comfort in them covering at least. All right, let's go. All right, that's it. That's 10 games. We went through a lot of stuff there in a we did. Sometimes we have like 5 games when we go this long.
Yeah.
Let me take this off real quick. Stop screen. All right, let's go to the recap section. Let's start with you here. What do you want to drop for the viewers?
Let's go with the over in the Celtics and the Pacers game. That number's up to 236.5 now, but I still think we'll see a lot of points in this game. Kelly Olynyk, double plus 490. I think that's some great value there. If also you want to play his PRA or his RNA, I think that's a great look there. What else did we like? Probably we'll get there with Chicago now with all the injuries that popped up within the hour that we were talking here with possibly no Dame, doubtful for Nurk. Chicago, like we mentioned, they're in that 10th spot for the Eastern Conference playoffs. So they got to continue piling up the wins. So I think this is an opportunity here. They do have a game against LA on Sunday, but this is an opportunity to beat up against a weaker opponent in the NBA. So Bulls for me as well. And then I did play the Pistons at plus 14.5.
Oh, you did take it. I forgot about that. Pistons plus 40. Did you mention the Mavs first quarter?
Yeah, I think I want to get there with the Mavs first quarter as well because we talked about it with the Pelicans game yesterday with Charlotte. They for whatever reason in the first quarter they just don't come out and play well. They turn it up in the second half. But yesterday we saw guys that their main stars didn't start the second half. Whether I don't know if they were waving the white flag or there were legitimate injuries.
Yeah. All right, so. Did you see that D'Lo downgraded to questionable just right now?
Yeah,
I just checked. That was confirmed on Twitter too.
Yep.
So shout out to on the chat there. All right. So for me, I also took that Celtics Pacers over. From a prop perspective, I got the Olynyk PRA and the Paul PRA. That's a PRA 24.5 for Olynyk, and then Paul is 29.5. Kings team total over, looking in that direction. Mavs first quarter, Bulls the first full game. The Sixers still strongly leaning in that direction. The Thunder, man, I might get there now just with that D'Lo news, because that's a big loss offensively for them. He's been a big component to their team after the trade deadline. So I might actually end up getting there too on that Thunder. Man, I didn't like a lot, but now I like a lot. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shit, that's 8 plays. Oh man, I like them. We broke them down the way that we broke them down today. I like what we got so far.
Shoot or shoot type of day.
Shoot or shoot type of day. Yeah, 10 games, you got to shoot. All right. With that said, guys, if you have any shows this week or this weekend?
No. Yeah, we'll do a NBA pod show tomorrow morning around 10:30 Eastern time for the Saturday game. So if you guys want to tune in there, follow the NBA Gambling Podcast account at SGPN NBA. Check us out on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. A lot of great stuff happening. Yeah, and it'll be easier if you just follow him here, Sports Nerd 824. Then he'll just relink it anyways on his Twitter. So make sure you guys follow Munaf. He's definitely one of the best follows on Twitter as far as great sports betting content there. For me, obviously, I gave out all the plays that I like here. The ones that I already put in, though, I just want to make sure I confirm that I did not bet all of them yet. The ones that I did bet, Celtics, Pacers over, and then the 2 props. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to get there with the rest of them that I did mention. So pretty good heavy day in the NBA. Hopefully we cash. UFC this weekend, obviously college basketball this weekend and today as well.
Real quick before we go, anything in college basketball before we go?
Texas Xavier over. I think that Xavier's defense is not very good. I think Texas should have a great day on offense if you want to play their team. Total over, a full game over. I think we'll see points in that game. Try not to sound like a homer, but I think Houston does get the job done here tonight. If they're able to limit the guards of Miami, I think that Houston should be able to cover this number of 7.5 right now. So those are the two looks that I do have.
I like it. So I like San Diego State plus the 7.5. The Texas team total over, I think that kind of intrigues me. I was looking towards Texas to cover,
Yeah.
but that team total over actually makes more sense to me to just kind of get away from the spread there. So I might look into that a little bit more. Texas team total over, but San Diego State is one that I did play. All right, with that said, guys, I do want to end the show like this. As always, whether you fade us or follow us, it is on you guys to make that call. Good luck with all your action. Till next time, peace.